Hello everyone, 2 months of not doing much, right? You would be wrong. I've spent the past 3 months trying to get a computer, got a computer because my hard drive exploded, and, needed something newer, and proceeded to make more comics, decided to throw away those comics, made new comics, and then proceeded to make more comics. Yeah, I've been doing a lot. However, I might be changing the way I post now, so if you are following my art accounts, whichever site you chose, except I hate Twitter, because of obvious reasons. Yeah, so I might not be posting art that frequently anymore because I need like a day or two to like actually get artwork done and not like freak out over when I'm posting every day. So might be slowing down. Maybe 3 posts every week of 6 images. So yeah, and joining me today will be my good old friend Penny.
I can't. Ah,
Oh, and for those of you that
imagine doing two things at once. You know what? I'll just turn this thing off and go to the mobile edition. Okay,
for those of you
continue,
that
Mike.
For those of you that didn't know, she is in fact playing New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Thanks, Nintendo! You're ripping us off with the same sequel every year. While my brother
I
is playing
haven't stopped
Fortnite.
playing since yesterday, and I don't know what time it is. It's
Well,
so addicting.
I would say it's around 5 o'clock where you are.
Oh, like, man, I woke up at 11, playing games, and I just blinked, and the time flew by. Like,
Congratulations, you
it's just a
discovered
little
why
addicting.
people say video games are addicting. Because they're really, really like. I don't think it's time flies, I just think that video games require so much time and effort, like, just mentally, when you're doing it for the first time ever, that, like, you're not paying attention to the real world.
Honestly, it's getting to a point where I mean, it kind of makes sense because I'm not feeling the best, so
Bad
having
times.
having this kind of it's okay,
It's
it's okay.
it's passable. Today's a passable day. Nothing special happened.
That's for sure.
Oh no, but like, if we want to talk about something, we got Jet R, the supersonic hero that might appear in a new upcoming comic book, Maniacs. Cover art here, and here, cause I wanted to like draw a violin girl and like a painter girl. So, yeah, Jet R. I Maniacs. What's up, Penny? What are your thoughts on Jet R? Because I honestly made this character up because I was just like, I want to make something cool. And his actual inspiration was actually a goat hybrid for TMP. And that goat hybrid was going to be a rival for the character Rage in TMP. And then I was like, Jet R is like this robot that appears in that game. I was like, that name sounds pretty cool. And I already have a character called Jet. So what if I gave a character who had Jet R? It's a character I want to throw into the series Maniacs. And Penny knows a little bit about the world, but before I go on a tangent about all my stuff, Penny, you've recently started creating characters and discovering lore about your world. So would you care to put something out for the internet to get interested in? A little bait for the fish type of deal?
Um, so far everything I've ever thought of doing is on hold. I guess right now I'm just recovering from the year, but what can I think of on top of my head? Uh, it's a jungle story. You're talking about YouTube,
Yeah, the
YouTube
YouTube live
streaming,
streams when I was like, first starting out and I was just going left and right and just
2018.
yeah, I was
You gotta start somewhere.
yes, I did. I started on YouTube on 2018 live streaming for fun and as much as I enjoyed as much as I enjoyed that being the jumping off point, as time went on, I realized, hey, maybe don't say everything that comes out of your mouth that it might, actually be bad.
Compared to 2018, now you know how to filter yourself out to present yourself better. Like I think we became better spokespeople
Yeah, I guess
these past 2 years.
I guess I'm just more comfortable not being. I'm still outlandish, but I'm much more outlandish fantasy, like saying absurd things, than
That fit in context.
yeah. It's just like, so you come here before me wielding a pepper. Fine then. I will slay you with my banana peel and prove that I am the superior warrior. Come now. Like, I can totally envision a pepper villain, a villain literally wielding a pepper sword, being like, "You cannot defeat me with your banana peel." Oh wait, no, he had the banana, the hero had the pepper. I can totally envision that because I honestly think that would be humorous. Now I want to make a show where our main character is a sushi roll who's a samurai, going around like defeating evil chefs and other individuals who use their cooking for evil. That
Cooking for evil, now that's a new angle. I haven't thought of that before.
that's wacky, and I love the idea of that. Sushi
For real.
Shogun, cooking for justice and serving and something something. I find you entertaining because when you go through an idea, you slowly build up the stepping blocks and like have a firm foundation. Well, I'm just running around hacking a hammer left eye, and it's just like that's a plot I can
But so,
steal.
you have chaotic energy that helps you create. Like
Yes, but it also
I've been at
handicaps
my
me.
own throat for the past. I've been at my own throat for the past 2 years, and like any sort of stress I had, like prevented me from making stuff, and I don't have a lot to show for it.
Yes, but you have to keep in
Like in
mind
terms
that
of,
like as creative and as like quick on my feet as I am, that also comes back to bite me because I have to come back later and basically work that in because I also don't like letting ideas drop. But with you, you've had like all this time to basically pick out certain ideas, set them out, and you have like a vague idea, but you clearly have these things you have already set up in front of you. I mean,
I feel like you do that in the same way. The way you make your comics come out, like even though it is imperfect, it's still finished. You still made something that you can build off of this, like visually. I
like
don't have a big visual library. I mean, besides a pile of scrap ideas and drawings, that's not really put together in a like big form.
but this is the beginning of your story. This is where you finally get the chance to basically coalesce what all these ideas in the air, and you're finally putting them to paper, which is very admirable. Because I imagine most artists, if not all artists, still suffer with the idea of having, I have all these ideas, or I've spent all this time basically doing nothing, so why bother? But you're finally getting on track to the point where you've sketched out you play Minecraft, you've sketched out even your idea for a Minecraft like build, and that's more than I can say of most people that basically say, well, I give up, and I definitely do
Yeah.
think that having a partner in crime does help, which is why I definitely like having you on the show, because you've seen me perform outlandishly well with a partner.
Hmm.
But if you pay attention, if you listen to my comic narrations, you'll notice I'm a lot more like tame because I don't have a partner to basically sit there and listen to me yell into the microphone at Mach 5.
I guess I learned to listen.
Yes, I need to learn to listen a lot. But Penny actually
And I
has
like,
you have a lot you have a lot of potential for your world. Like what if like you took some D&D concepts like swamp hags, like somebody that's basically been corrupted by nature over time, where nature's taken over their mind, and now they're just like instead of being this representation of beauty, they're more so a representation of like just like what's the proper term?
um, I like that idea because it's more, it brings that man versus nature because I see that it's hard for people to make that into a reality when they
Yeah, it's
write stories. It's always like over exaggerated. It's not executed correctly. And I think, yeah, you offer a lot of ideas that help me build on that, and like we contrast each other nicely. It's awesome.
but I think the reason we contrast each other so well is because we're so like polar opposite. I'm very fast and you're very methodical. Like you have the building blocks and you just go through them carefully, making sure you don't step on like you're not gonna tumble over yourself. And I think that's a benefit and that's also an issue. Like you said, you're lacking you lack all the like you don't have all the physical representations of your work, but you still have a basic idea of what you're working with. Where I'm just like I have all these ideas and I can tell you all my ideas, but you'll get lost if I try to tell you all of it in one go. I've probably explained or like tried to explain the world 17 times, and every time suddenly I get a new idea and bam, I start explaining that character, and that's definitely an issue I have.
Take
So,
a room.
but together we can work together and improve each other's work because you ask all these questions like, how does it work? Like, all right, how does it work? I give you an explanation, then you're
Oh,
like, but
and
then
legend.
like, then you add your own idea, and I'm like, that actually sounds pretty cool. I should do that. I should listen to you. And true, maybe I'm a little selfish. Maybe I don't take every idea, but I definitely heed your idea. I don't want to figure out, okay, can I spin that into something else?
That's
Because I don't want to throw away any pitches you have.
that's part of the process, you know. It's about because I agree. Like, don't take all my ideas either, because at a certain point, like, we don't, like, you're right that TMP shouldn't become just one person's like full idea. It should really be developed, and you can really see that. I can see that going forward with how it's turning out to be, and you really know how to diversify TNT.
I mean, I think in total TMP has 2 to 3 official books, and the exact order is I haven't made the official TMP book. As far as everything else goes, everything else is just a spin-off from TMP Begins. For those of you that don't remember or don't know, TMP Begins stars these fine folk. We have Tagger, my main character, and my avatar. Yes, he's not a self-insert OC, but he is. But look, it's
He's like a mascot.
yeah. And then we have his like I don't want to say girlfriend, but his definitely it's somebody he's close to, which is basically the partner or like the heart of the team in Jen, who I don't have a last name for, but her name's just Jen with 2 N's. She's like the heart of the team. She's sweet and she wears pink. Tiger's orange.
Hmm.
She's pink. And then we get I I can't decide, so I'm gonna throw them both up. We have Shadow and Pixel, 2 people who hate each other on like the next on like levels you wouldn't believe. Well, more so Shadow than Pixel. Pixel is, well, technically, he's an illegal alien who immigrated to Eva after being launched through time and space through multiple
No, 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 no.
dimensions. TLDR, Pixel's basically an insane character who can heal quickly, and he's like beyond smart. His intelligence is like, well, it's it's
Die.
it's it's beyond like it's beyond explanation because comics. While Shadow is the Rainbow Ninja, an assassin who openly lets you see her because she knows she's gonna be able to kill you.
I'm legit scared of Shadow.
Nah, Shadow like that's the crazy thing about Shadow. You think like, all right, as far as Shadow goes, she's definitely a hero now, but back in the past she was a mercenary for hire. That's the point where you should have been scared because mercenary for hire, she would. All right.
She gave up that life long ago.
Oh yeah, because we couldn't have a it's a heart wrenching moment when she finally like it it's a part of the story. We'll get to that in like a later arc of like TMP, but like these this is TMP. The initial TMP stands for Tagger and Pixel. T always represents Tagger or the main character who will go on different adventures with like different versions of himself.
No,
So
don't kill him.
while Pixel is just like it's a ancestor generation type of deal. The name Pixels passed down the generations. Hence why I say TMP doesn't end, it just changes. And that's the basic premise. 4 friends have come together to have an adventure. And I can't go any farther because if I give any more details, I'll be ranting and raving for like hours.